Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be bringing to you the matchup between the Houston Astros and Seattle Mariners, as this game will take place at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. And we're first of all going to give you the starting lineups right off the hop from the Houston Astros. It'll be leading off and doing the designated hitting tonight is number 27, Jose Altuve. Actually, he's playing second base. We've got our mistakes already off the bat. There's number 15, Isaac Paredes is batting second. He plays third. Hitting third and in left field is number 44, Yordan Alvarez. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 8, Christian Walker. Batting fifth and playing shortstop is number 3, Jeremy Pena. Hitting sixth and doing the catching is number 17, Victor Caratini. Hitting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 21, Yanier Diaz. Batting eighth in center field is number 6, Jake Myers. And batting ninth in right field, wearing number 14, is Mauricio Dubon. And they're going to be facing Logan Gilbert, who is making his third start in the Mariner uniform this year. He's 0-1. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 1, but has struck out 18, pitching to an ERA of 3.00. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Houston. Now your starting lineup for the home team, Seattle Mariners. Leading off in center field, wearing number 44, is Julio Rodriguez. Hitting second and doing the designated hitting is number 7, Jorge Polanco. Batting third in left field is number 56, Randy Arozarena. In the cleanup spot and wearing number 29, doing the catching is Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth and in right field is number 20, Luke Raley. Hitting sixth at first base is number 23, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh and playing third base is number 25, Dominic Moore. Batting eighth at second base tonight, wearing number 1, is Ryan Bliss. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 3, J.P. Crawford. And they are going to be facing Hayden Wesneski, who takes to the hill tonight. He is 0-1 in his only start with the Houston Astros. He came over from the Chicago Cubs in a trade that included Kyle Tucker going the other way. He's worked 5 innings. He's allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 6. And he's got himself an ERA of 5.40. And we're just about ready to get this one underway. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with all the action after this. It is Astros and Mariners when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Altuve, Paredes, and Alvarez to get things going here for the Astros in inning number 1. Jose Altuve striding to the plate, hitting .359 in the early going with a couple of homers and 4 runs driven in. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Gilbert. As we are just about ready to get this one underway. The umpires are in their place. The home plate umpire has signaled for play. And Logan Gilbert is ready to deliver the first pitch. And he gets that first sign from Cal Raleigh as he is ready to go into the delivery. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball at 95 that misses upstairs, and we are underway. That misses for ball 1. Altuve batting from the right side. In tonight's ball game, he's playing second base. He has had some opportunities in left field this year. As that fastball misses way upstairs, the count now goes to 2-0 on Altuve. So 2 balls and no strikes. The diminutive right-handed hitting longtime Astros player waiting here on the offering from Gilbert as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's rolled over to short, fielded by Crawford, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Altuve on a ground out 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Isaac Paredes. It is certainly a different looking Astros lineup this year than what we're used to seeing over years past. Alex Bregman has moved on. Kyle Tucker was traded. And Isaac Paredes was one of those players who came over in the package from the Cubs. He's hitting .242 in the early going with no homers and 4 RBIs. And he swings and fouls that pitch way, and the count is quickly 0-1. Paredes had a breakout portion of his career with the Tampa Bay Rays. He was traded by the Detroit Tigers to Tampa and ended up really taking his game to another level, finding some consistency in everyday play. Breaking ball misses down, count is 1-1. And he ended up in Chicago for the back half of last year, and now he's been flipped to Houston. So everyday third baseman. Hard shoes to fill in Alec Bregman, but certainly has the power to be able to do that and more. There's a ground ball hit to third, picked up neatly by the third baseman Dominic Moore. He throws the ball to first on one hop, picked by Rowdy Tellez, and that is going to retire Paredes. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 Astros up and 2 Astros down, and that's going to bring up the left fielder in Yordan Alvarez. Well, for Alvarez, he's hitting .182 on the early season. He's got a homer and 7 RBIs. They are shading him to the pull side. Shortstop Crawford almost over the bag at second base in their version of the shift. The third baseman Moore is more into the 6 hole on the left side. First pitch misses down in the dirt for a ball. Counts 1-0 to Alvarez. Gilbert gets his sign. He rocks back into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Alvarez, a very big presence in the batter's box. In scoring position as soon as he steps in at the plate. Here comes the 2-0 offering from Alvarez as he rocks into the delivery. And there is a breaking ball that catches the bottom part of the strike zone. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike to Alvarez. Gilbert getting his signs. Roof is closed tonight in Seattle as there is inclement weather in the area. There's a fastball at 96 that misses up and in. Count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The umpires tonight for tonight's game: Alfonso Marquez behind the plate. Lance Barrett is at first. Carlo Torres is at second with Charlie Ramos working at third. Though the roof is closed, it's 52 degrees at game time. There's a breaking ball swung through and missed, and the count now goes full to 3-2 on Alvarez. If you've not been to Seattle, even though they have a dome stadium, there's a lot of open spaces, left field, center field. So an open air dome, not an enclosed retractable dome like you would see in Toronto, where when the dome is closed, you've got yourself a very nice temperature. And there's a fastball that is swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2. Where in Seattle, you got to make sure you're bundled up at all times. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alvarez. Gilbert getting his signs from Cal Raleigh, as he works himself into the delivery. Here comes the pitch. On its way, breaking ball misses inside, and that's going to be ball 4. Alvarez is going to get himself a 2-out walk as he makes his way to first base. Yet another new player in the lineup for the Astros this year in Christian Walker. Well, Walker, the former Diamondback, batting .194 with a homer and 1 RBI. Getting the nod in the cleanup spot here tonight. Standing in with a slightly open stance against the right-handed throwing Gilbert. As Gilbert gets his sign now, delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 0-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Walker. As we mentioned earlier this year, we're going to try to slide in some MLB games. Of course, our go-to is the late-night NPB. We might even try to squeeze one in here tonight. As the 0-1 pitch to Walker is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. I've often felt that teams in the North, certainly Pacific Northwest where Seattle is, and other teams like Minnesota and Chicago, Detroit, anytime if a new stadium was to be built, they should be considering the retractable roofs. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1 on Walker. Certainly in the month of April, the weather can be dicey at the best of times. To Defensively tonight for the Mariners, from left to right field, Arozarena in left, Rodriguez in center, and Luke Raleigh in right. Around the horn from first to third, as there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 2-2. First to third, it's Tellez at first. The second baseman is Bliss. The shortstop's Crawford, with the third baseman Moore. And the battery of Gilbert and Cal Raleigh. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Walker is down on strikes. He's out for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here as the Astros leave a man aboard. There was no runs in the inning. There was no hits, no errors, and one runner left. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Astros nothing, the Mariners coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order for the Seattle Mariners to come to bat here, facing Hayden Wisniewski in the bottom half of inning number one. It'll be J-Rod, Jorge Polanco, and Randy Arozarena to face the right-hander of the Astros. Rodriguez stepping in at the plate, hitting .216 in the early going with 3 homers and 5 runs driven in. Mariners have a new look outfield as Victor Robles is going to miss some time through injury. So he is still holding his spot. In center is J-Rod, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. Slicing, giving chase is the right fielder of the Astros, Dubon, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. Count is quickly 0-1 to Julio Rodriguez. Defensively tonight for the Astros, from left to right field, Yordan Alvarez getting the start in left. In center, it is Jake Myers, and the right fielder is Dubon. As the right-hander Wisniewski delivers, it is a fastball swung through and missed, and now Rodriguez is in the hole at 0-2. Around the horn from first to third, Walker at first, Altuve at second, the shortstop is Pena, and Paredes is at third, with the battery of Wisniewski and Victor Caratini. So no balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. As the right-hander rocks into the delivery, kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. I'm interested to see how the Mariners will play throughout the year, if they will improve their play. I got a chance to see them twice last weekend live. I have to say I wasn't overly impressed with some of the defensive assignments that we had to witness, or I should say some of the coverages that they exhibited. As a breaking ball misses down and the count's 1-2, especially the outfield play. They can play the outfield, but covering their teammates was a bit of a challenge to watch. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Drifting over towards the right field foul line is Dubon, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Rodriguez for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Jorge Polanco. Well, for Polanco, he was not the first choice, I guess, of signings, you would say, for the Mariners in the offseason. The free agent had come in a little bit later. He was with Seattle last year and really struggled, but he is off to a big start here in 2025. And the first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Polanco hitting .450 with a couple of homers and 8 runs batted in. Digs in, batting from the left side here against Wisniewski, and the pitch is on the way. There's another breaking ball delivered, and this time it swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. So Polanco in the hole early. No balls, 2 strikes. I'm not sure that he has the arm strength to play third base when he is in the lineup at third. Might be better suited at second, but they are seemingly giving Ryan Bliss a long run out at the second base position. And since Eugenio Suarez has departed, as that breaking ball misses down, it's 1-2. It has been a bit of a question mark at the hot corner for the Mariners. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco, batting here with 1 gone in the bottom half of the first, nobody on. Wisniewski rocking into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's tapped foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Interesting to see what Wisniewski can give tonight. I was hoping we'd get Cam Smith in the lineup, the youngster that they also acquired. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul past the first base coach's box. Count remains at 1-2. Was kind of looking forward to seeing what the young ball player could provide, how he moved in the outfield. I think they had him playing in right field to start the season. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is ripped into right field, but it's another catch by the right fielder, Dubon. Ball was hit right on the screws by Polanco, and Dubon, having to move to his left, has made the first 2 putouts of the inning here. That's 2 gone here. And it's going to leave it all up to the left fielder and Randy Arozarena. And for Arozarena, he's hitting .139 in the early going. He's got a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wisniewski. And there's a first pitch delivered. It swung on, also hit the right field, but this time Dubon's not going to be able to get there as he takes it on 1 hop. And that is going to be a single for Arozarena. He's aboard with a 2-out knock. So much similar the way that the second inning or the bottom of the first inning has gone for the Mariners, as the top half went for the Astros. With 2 out, they get themselves a base runner. And that brings Cal Raleigh to the plate. So for Raleigh, he's hitting .222 in the early going, a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. One thing that popped for me was he's got a couple of stolen bases already, does the big fella. He throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Arozarena. Arozarena doesn't have any stolen bases this year, but he can run a bit. Very exciting player at times. Can move around the bases. Here comes the offering to Raleigh. And it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Raleigh, before the season, inked himself a deal that will be in a Mariner uniform for a long time to come. Arguably one of the best overall catchers in baseball right now, Raleigh. Mariner fans will tell you he's number 1. There's a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count runs even at 1-1. In some ways, it's hard to argue. He's probably, I don't know if he's my number 1, but I definitely would put him in the top 5. And then we can always debate who that might be. For a while, the run out had to be JT Realmuto, but Realmuto getting a little bit longer in the tooth. Game isn't quite at the top of where he was a couple of years ago. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's ripped into right field, and it's just going to hook foul into the corner. All 4 hitters so far tonight have been wearing out the right field side. 2 putouts to start the game. The base hit by Arozarena, and Raleigh didn't miss that one by much. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting catcher of the Mariners. So Wisniewski gets himself a new baseball, rubs it up. We're ready to get back to the action. As Raleigh waiting here on the offering. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and off to second is Alvarez. He's going to steal the bag. The catcher, Victor Caratini, thought that might have been strike 3. He wasn't going to make the throw, but a stolen base for Alvarez as he moves himself into scoring position. Now counts even at 2-2 to Raleigh. That's pretty difficult for the home plate umpire when the pitch is the location where it was, but he's popping up. It blocks the view of the plate umpire. It did look like Caratini lost the handle on the ball. But most of the time, the umpires, when the catchers are popping up to throw to second base, they get screened, and it's sometimes hard to make that call on the low pitch. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off into the catcher, Caratini, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2. One thing that Wisniewski has done or exhibited so far here is he's been around the zone. He's at 17 pitches. He's thrown 13 for strikes. And here comes the 2-2 offering to the left-handed hitting Cal Raleigh, whose bobblehead night it is tonight. There's a fastball swung on. It is pop foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and it keeps the count at 2-2. Last weekend in Seattle, it was Julio Rodriguez bat flip bobblehead night. Tonight, it was the Cal Raleigh bobblehead. They have 3 promotions this year. They've got an Arizarania one coming up, I believe, either at the end of the month or in April. And that would be it for the bobbleheads. Then they go into the Funko Pops and other stuff. Mariners always have different promotions going on throughout the year. Here comes the 2-2 offering as Wisniewski holds to the belt and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded down the first base line. A diving stop by Walker. He underhand flips it to the pitcher covering, and they're able to get Raleigh. Oh, a great play all around. And that is why Christian Walker has had some gold gloves to his name. Moves diving to the foul line side. Great play. The flip was not the best. A nice athletic play by the pitcher. He was able to come down with the ball, and that is going to do it. A ground out, 3-1. If you're scoring at home for out number 3, no runs in the inning, one hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete in Seattle. Your score is the Astros nothing, the Mariners nothing. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. Appreciate you for being here. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Well, it's not the NPB as we do our late night stuff. It is Major League Baseball that we're giving you tonight, but that is the Japan Baseball Report. Be sure to go check it out and join if you want on our Facebook page. We'll be right back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the second inning. Our friend Gracie Lynn in the house tonight. It's going pretty good. Our friend Steve Rademacher here as well. Be sure to check him out at some point tonight. It is going to be Jeremy Pena, Victor Caratini, and Yanier Diaz. As Gracie Lynn says, joining the stream from sunny Costa Rica, but not for much longer. She goes back to Birmingham, Alabama on Thursday. Got to like Gracie Lynn's life. Winters in Costa Rica, and then Birmingham, Alabama in the summers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Pena. Pena batting 161 in the early going. He's got a couple of homers and a couple of runs batted in. As the right-hander Gilbert ready to go into the motion as he rocks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into left field. Arizarania started back and then freezed, and he was able to make the catch. And that's going to retire Pena for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Victor Caratini. Our friend Steve Rademacher says, enjoying the game. Check out his lineup for future games. Absolutely. Haven't put it up yet. We might actually add in one here tonight. Might do a late night NPB game, but not 100% sure yet. We'll add that one to the mixer. Here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and Caratini's in the hole at 0-1. Caratini hitting .333 in the early going with nothing across the slash line. As he has asked for time, gets the offensive timeout. Career versus Logan Gilbert, he is 2 for 11 with a home run. He has that slightly open stance, and here comes Gilbert with the delivery. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. Friend Gracie Lynn says the summer hit a hit summer in both countries, and somehow it still gets hotter in Alabama. Yeah, probably a little bit of humidity as well. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. I was supposed to be at this game tonight and wasn't feeling very well. Had lunch, and then all of a sudden didn't feel particularly too hot and didn't really want to make the ride down. So we canned the game tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped over to second, fielded on the backhand by Bliss. He throws to first. Nice pick by Tellez. That's going to be a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Yanier Diaz. And it's platinum glove bobblehead for Raleigh because we were talking about it earlier. It's kind of interesting the way that they do it in Seattle with the bobbleheads. They, instead of giving one bobblehead night, they span it over a series, which is kind of smart. They produce 30,000 of them, 10,000 each. I just want to try to draw the crowds out on those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are not big draws in Seattle. The weekends are more so. Unless, of course, you get a big team like the Dodgers or the Yankees or maybe the Red Sox that come in. There's a breaking ball that's waved out and missed, and the count goes even at 1-1 to Diaz. I was saying last year and even last weekend, it's when you go to the night games in Seattle, it's like clockwork. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the summer, or if it's at night, or in the April or September months. As the breaking ball misses down, it's 2-1. It gets cold right around 9 o'clock. It seems like 8:45, 9 o'clock, and it just goes from where it's comfortable to freezing. You got to make sure you got a jacket, a hoodie, everything with you, as there's a breaking ball that's chopped foul behind home plate. Count is 2-2 on Diaz. Gracie Lynn says, to be fair, Monday through Wednesday aren't big draws anywhere unless you're at Citizens Bank, Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, or Truist Park. Fair enough. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 3-2. Most people are working, and one thing I do like is that some of the teams have gone to the earlier starts. Used to have 7 and 7:30 starts. Well, it's hard for the kids to stay up and watch. But now that they're going to these 6:40 starts or 6:30 starts, a lot easier. The breaking ball waved out and missed, and Diaz is in the books. And the second inning is over here. That's 4 in a row retired now by Gilbert, as the Astros go in order here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of inning number 2. We are locked at zeros. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher, who is hanging out with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And to when we support Steve Rademacher, be sure to go check him out after the game He's got all kinds of wild and crazy things. He's even got a few more entertaining videos for us this year as he has added to our mix. It is going to be Luke Rowley, Rowdy Tellez, and Dominic Moore to come to the bat here in the second inning for the Mariners, as they will be facing Hayden Wisniewski for the second inning here. And our friend Gracie Lynn points out, harder to get to the stadium at 6:40. Sometimes it really depends on where you're at. On the West Coast, sometimes people only work till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For example, people that are in the stock market industry or in the insurance industry, those based on the West Coast, their days may be tied to East Coast time. As that breaking ball is swung on and missed, the count is 0-2. So they could be done their day at markets close at 1 in the afternoon. They wrap up their day by 2. And sometimes they go to the restaurants or to the bars, and there's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt, almost hits Rowley, and the count is 1-2. And so by having that earlier start, they get the earlier jump, they go home earlier, only to get up earlier in the morning to go to the game or to go to work after the game. So here comes the right-hander Wisniewski, ready to deliver again. Pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted softly just over the bag at second base, right to the glove of Jeremy Pena. And Rowley is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Seattle Mariners in 2024 led all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts. They haven't struck out yet tonight, but it is something that has not really been addressed, as they have been still striking out at a bit of what I'd call an alarming rate. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Tellez. It was over 1,600 times in the 162 games, about 10 per game, that they were striking out last year. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Gracie Lynn says, I feel that the 7-7-10 starts local are the best. Games will be done before 10. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Tellez. I also think, too, it depends on the industries of the city. Like, you have some cities that are shift work cities. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Tellez started to make his way down to first base, but the right hand of the home plate umpire, Alfonso Marquez, brings him back. So 3-1 to Tellez, as the right-hander Wisniewski ready to go again. As he rocks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2. So if you are third shifters and you're working the midnights, you want to get to the game, and you got to be at work maybe for 11:30 midnight, depending upon what time you're at. Sometimes that is a difficult thing too. If you get to the 6:40 game and the game is done at 10 in 2 hours and 20 minutes, or just after 10 o'clock, or maybe around 10 o'clock. If you're looking at about a 3-hour and 20-minute game, as the fastball is swung on and missed, and Tellez is in the books, he's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Dominic Moore to the plate. But my point being is that even in that situation, it just gives you a little extra time to get to the midnight shift. Well, that brings Dominic Moore to the dish, batting .368 in the early going, 2 homers and 2 RBIs, batting from the right side. And there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. We saw Polanco earlier getting some runouts at third base. Moore is swinging a hot stick right now, so manager Dan Wilson trying to get him into the lineup. Fastball swung on, it's popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. The count runs even to 1-1. Gracie Lynn said they just showed the Padres athletics game on Big Inning. And it's weird seeing baseball in these small parks. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. Well, Major League Baseball certainly has to do some things with regards to making sure that they're getting their house in order. You've got a minor league well, you got a minor league team or a team playing in a minor league park in Tampa as that breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And now you got another one in Sacramento. They're talking about expansion. They've talked about Portland and Nashville being expansion candidates. They've got to make sure they get their house in order at the major league level before some of that other stuff goes on. And is it even a slam dunk that the A's are going to end up in Vegas? Fastball misses upstairs and the count goes to 2-2. And I don't say that being negative. I say that because are you confident that they're going to get that stadium built and on time? How many years will they be stuck in Sacramento? So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Fairly routine. Is coming over underneath it is Alvarez. He's there to make the catch, and Moore's going to be retired. And that's 4 in a row retired now here by Wisniewski. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the third inning. It is the Mariners nothing and the Astros nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few as we're hanging with our friend Gracie Lynn. Somewhere Steve Rademacher's hiding. And we'll be back right after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs like you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel. Tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles, too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in the funny pages, guys.
Appreciate you there, Steve, friend of our channel. And he is lurking in the background here tonight, as he is always with us here. Steve Rademacher, check him out. As we said, he's got wild and crazy things, and it all starts with Steve. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Astros in inning number 3. That means Jake Myers, Mauricio Dubon, and Jose Altuve to get things going here for the Astros. The Mariners have limped back from San Francisco after getting roughed up by the Mariners. Kind of hard to believe that I looked earlier today, and going into today's games, the San Francisco Giants were the number 1 team in the West. They had only had 1 loss against them. First pitch delivered to Jake Myers, taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Myers hitting .250 with no homers and an RBI. And there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. Oh, that was a late call there by play it umpire Marquez. I saw Gilbert pitch against the Tigers on Monday last week, a week ago today. And he went 7 strong, pitched really, really well. Here's the offering. There's a breaking ball down. Count goes now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gracie Lynn says, I think the Mariners' struggles are no surprise. They give up more than 3 runs a game, they're toast. Absolutely. They can't hit very well. There's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 2-2. You look at their lineup, and entering in the fray tonight outside of Polanco and Dominic Moore, there was nobody in the lineup, I think, hitting more than .232. There's a fastball that swung on, and this is a lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2. Just too many guys that I understand. Hitting is one thing, getting on base is another thing. And probably for me, or for my money, the on-base percentage is more important than the batting average, but you got to be able to find ways on base. And that number, if you're not swinging the bat, I always used to say 400 on base percentage is something I'd be looking for. There's a breaking ball lifted into center field, moving back on it and then backpedaling is Bliss. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Myers. So the second baseman makes the catch on that one. One gone here. That's going to bring up the right fielder in Mauricio Dubon. And it's undeniable that the Mariner pitching is outstanding. The starting players here, it says that Victor Robles, I was mentioning at the top of the stream, he's going to be on the injured list with a dislocated shoulder. He was playing in right field. He's been a pretty good acquisition for the Mariners. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike, count as 0-1. He came over from the Washington National Organization last year. Robles was considered at one time the top prospect in the Nationals organization, never really lived up to his hype. And you can see why they like him. You look at what he moves, how he does stuff. He has the tools. As that breaking ball misses outside, count as 1-1. And the acquisition when he came last year really started to put it together for the Mariners. There's a fastball that swung through and missed, and the count goes to 1-2 on Dubon. 2 strikeouts so far here for Gilbert in this one, as he has Dubon in the hole at 1-2. Gilbert getting his sign from the catcher, Cal Raleigh. Even though it's platinum glove bobblehead night, it's not a platinum glove on the glove of Raleigh. Or it looks like it's a little bit on the greenish side. There's a breaking ball that is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count reigns at 1-2 as the ball drifts into the seats. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. But just as the Mariners have some ugly batting lines, so too do the Astros here in the early going. Outside of Jose Altuve, it is a little bit rugged for the Stros. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it, and there to make the catch is the right fielder Raleigh, and that is going to retire Dubon for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. It brings up the top of the order in Jose Altuve. This game here has got a lot of quick pace to it. We were skipping along pretty good. So Altuve coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He's grounded to short his only time up. We're talking about the strikeout rate. This year in the early going, the Stros have struck it out over 26% of the time. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. But as a team over the previous 4 years, they generally keep it under 20%. So no balls and 1 strike to Altuve as the right-hander Gilbert rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt, and the count runs even to 1-1. But it's a philosophy, it's approach at the plate more than anything. Can hitters all of a sudden not hit? Well, so some of the things that they're being asked to do can alter or change the philosophy of what they're trying to do at the plate. A lot more balls in the air, a lot more fly balls, less balls on the ground. There's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Everybody wants to hit the home run. And then the other thing is the 2-strike approach. There's some players you can see they make the physical adjustments. Can they make the mental adjustment? And then other guys are just swinging for the fences. Here's the 1-2. Pitch on the way. It's a changeup that swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Gracie Lynn, who's listening in from Costa Rica, I was talking the other day. I had a buddy of mine and his wife were actually down there for a couple of weeks, enjoying their fun in the sun. And in the rain. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. Great place to go, great place to visit. And certainly if you stay on the West Coast, it is, at least the West Coast always had the reputation of being more wealthier area, more movie stars that were living there. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. The East Coast, a little bit more dangerous on the Caribbean side, but I don't know if that's truth or lore. Maybe a little bit more rugged. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Altuve as bats here with 2 gone in the third inning. And Gilbert rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and another one fouled away. And the battle with Altuve will continue. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Got to give your hats off to Altuve. He is a tough out. So here's Gilbert waiting on Altuve to get ready, but now he rocks himself into the motion and delivers. Fastball misses down and away. It's now 3-2. Friend Gracie Lynn says the East Coast is a lot more rural, but it's fine. Bustling hubs with plenty of things to do. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Coming hard is Rowley. It's drifting into foul territory. He dives face first, unable to make the play. And that is going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Altuve. So he's got yet another life. So pitch number 10 coming up here in the at-bat. She also adds that Limon, also on the East Coast, is a central port city. Vital to Costa Rica's imports, but she hasn't been there. As Rowley dove, it just hit off the end of his glove. Wasn't able to make the catch. It would have been a tough play. If he would have made that catch, that would have been something. I think Robles would have got to that, though, with his speed. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, popped up. On the left side of the infield, underneath it is J.P. Crawford. He's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Altuve for the 3rd out of the inning. But it was quite the battle to end the inning. They go in order again to the Astros with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 3rd. It is 7 in a row, by the way, retired by Logan Gilbert. Your score is the Astros nothing, the Mariners nothing. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for checking us out on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be Ryan Bliss, J.P. Crawford, and the top of the order in Julio Rodriguez to come to bat to face the starter Hayden Wesneski in inning number 3. Both of these ball clubs tonight have only been able to scratch 1 hit off of Wesneski, and so far Logan Gilbert has only allowed 1 base runner through a base on balls through his 3 innings of work. So the pitching has been pretty good, and good pitching always beats good hitting, as Wesneski ready to deliver his first offering to Bliss, who swings and fouls that one away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Wesneski throws in the low 90s. He's not a big fella. He is around the zone quite a bit tonight. We mentioned he'd thrown 36 pitches, and 26 of them have been for strikes. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count's 0-2. Also curious to see how he does the second time through the order, if he is going to be able to give a different look to the Mariners. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. He did go 5 innings in his first start in the Astros uniform. He had allowed 3 runs, and he ended up taking a loss in his Astros debut. Here comes the 1-2 offering as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on, taken by 1 hop by Pena. He throws off his back foot to first. Nice play there by Walker to pick it. And that's going to go as a ground out 6-3. So Bliss is in the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up J.P. Crawford. I'm not so sure I like the way that Pena fielded that ball. I mean, hey, listen, he made the play, and you can't be upset about that. But he fielded the ball, and then he threw off his back foot like he was fading away. He had all kinds of time to retire Bliss, but he made that play a little more difficult maybe than what it should have been. First pitch delivered to Crawford, swung on softly over to second. Altuve picks it up, fires to first. And Crawford's in the books on the ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away quickly here for the Mariners in their third inning. And that brings up the top of the order in Julio Rodriguez. Well, for J-Rod, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown to right field his only trip to the plate. He steps in batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wisniewski, who kicks and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball swung on, and this one is lifted foul. Count is quickly 0-1. They're definitely changing their approach a little bit here in this inning. The last couple innings, they were getting a little deeper into the counts in the first two, but now they're going right after Wisniewski here. Swinging at the first pitch with each batter. Here comes the 0-1 offering to Rodriguez. That is a breaking ball that's waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez has asked for his timeout as he's able to step back and get himself reset. And now the plate umpire Marquez is signaled for play to resume as Wisniewski getting his sign from his catcher, rocking slowly into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Another breaking ball missing down and away this time. The count is 1-2. Logan Gilbert, not as sharp as he was when we watched him pitch against the Tigers, as he's only right now running at about a 61% strike rate. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Rodriguez is gone. He's out for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Mariners. That's now 7 in a row retired by Wisniewski. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete in Seattle. Your score is the Mariners 0 and the Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you for popping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again. He'll keep you guys entertained throughout the evening. Be sure to check him out after the game. Here's our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher once the game is done. We are moving to the top of the 4th inning. Astros Mariners. We'll be back when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 4th inning as the middle three innings are ready to begin. It'll be Isaac Paredes, Yordan Alvarez, and Christian Walker. You come to bat for the Astros here against Logan Gilbert. And he is already in the hole is Paredes. Nope, actually, it's ball 1 on the outside. Thought we already had him in the hole at 0-1. Thought we were a little late getting back, but 1 ball and no strike to Paredes. Paredes grounded to third his first time up. Officially 0 for 1 tonight, as Gilbert rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's hit foul down the third base line, and the count goes even to 1-1. We've been making some of our picks on the NPB late night stuff that we do. We haven't been consistent. I don't have the time to do it every day, so we are going to throw up some picks again tonight. Going to drop our latest NPB podcast tonight as well, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. So for all the commuters tomorrow morning, they'll have something to listen to. We were a little bit delayed on some of the stuff that we had to do. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander Gilbert ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alvarez waiting his turn on deck. Luke in the house asking, which game are we going to do today? Not 100% sure, Luke. If I do get to one, it might be the Giants and the Bay Stars. There's a ball hit softly over to first. It takes a wild hop and gets away from Rowdy Tellez. And that's going to be an error charged to the first baseman. It was a routine ground ball. And then all of a sudden, it just took a wicked hop. It ends up getting by Alvarez, or by Tellez, allowing Isaac Paredes to reach first. Our friend God is Great, Titus, is with us tonight as well. Some early action. Appreciate you guys for popping in. Luke says, can I pick the game we do? I like that idea, but not tonight, as there's a breaking ball that's taken at the knees for a called strike. I generally look for pitching matchups. That's one of the ones I'm looking at. I might consider doing the Marines game. I think they're playing, or sorry, the Buffaloes are playing the Hawks tonight. I looked at possibly doing that one. But generally, I look at the matchups. So we'll see how I feel later on as a breaking ball misses down. I was supposed to be at this game tonight. I ended up sticking around because I wasn't feeling particularly too great this afternoon. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a changeup that is swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Gracie Lynn says, you're going to be able to do any Tigers games this season in the NPB? When we over beating the Cubs and the Dodgers. Yeah, that's what we were looking at considering doing tonight, is maybe the game between the Hanshin Tigers and Giants. As Luke says, Oryx is red hot. They are. They've only lost 1 game so far, as that pitch is swung on and missed. And Alvarez goes in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Gilbert took a little something off that. It looked like it was I don't know if it was a changeup or if it was a breaking ball. I'll have to get a look at that there. It looked like it was the spin was more of a changeup. Went a whole lot of spin to the ball. It just really died. Well, that brings Christian Walker to the plate. Walker 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in his only time up. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Walker did make that really nice defensive play to retire Cal Raleigh to end the first inning. Yeah, and our friend from the Philippines is in us as well, in here tonight. A little early, but we're glad you're with us. A fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, generally I like I look at the pitching matchups, and we'll see what the game has to offer that way. I was thinking about maybe the Bay Stars tonight, but I didn't know if I liked the pitching matchup. I think it was Andre Jackson was going in that one. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. I forget who they were going against. But we'll make a decision a little later. Maybe we get a little nap in and get all fired up for 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern, depending upon where you're at. And stepping off the backside of the rubber is the right-hander Gilbert. We're going to go through this all over again. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. Runner at first, Paredes. 1 gone here in the top half of inning number 4. Both of the teams are locked at zeros. There's a breaking ball down. It squirts away from Raleigh. He runs it down, but holding it first is the runner Paredes. Our Filipino friend says, I never missed the chance at a Mariners game. Yeah, it was Cal Raleigh bobblehead night tonight. We were talking about it earlier. They had the Platinum Raleigh. Luke says the Oryx Fukuoka could be a good pitching matchup. Yeah, Levon Manello goes for the Hawks. I forget who's going for the Buffaloes tonight. So that is in contention, as there's a breaking ball that's down. Walker had checked his swing, and up with the right hand goes the home plate umpire. As it was a third strike here to Walker, he's gone for the second out. Marquez didn't make the call on it. They had to appeal down to the first base umpire, Lance Barrett, who was able to go up with the right hand to retire Walker. And it wasn't even close, really. Luke says it is Ren McConey tonight. So Gilbert has 2 strikeouts in the inning. He's now got 4 in the ball game, 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Pena 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field in his only trip to the plate. As he steps in here, ready to face Gilbert for the second time. Ukanoki, as Luke has said, there's a first pitch. Fastball swung on it. It's cued off the end of the bat. Foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-1 to Pena. One thing about Gilbert tonight is he has not been as economical as he was. I think he went 7 against Detroit last week when we saw him play. It wasn't actually. He didn't go. He went against, who did I see Logan Gilbert go against? It wasn't against Detroit. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. We saw him. I saw him on opening night. That was when he pitched on opening night for the Mariners against the Athletics. Here comes the 0-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down. Saw Brian Wu pitch a week ago Sunday. He was a treat to watch. It was Emerson Hancock who pitched the Monday night game against Detroit, and boy, did he not do well. And he got shipped back down to AAA literally the next day. I watched him warm up, actually, Hancock, and it was pretty ugly. It was not a good thing. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And Gilbert, who allowed the first runner to reach via an error, has struck out the side. As that is going to do it here for the Astros in their half of the inning. They had no runs, no hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of inning number 4. It is the Mariners nothing and the Astros nothing. Stick around with us, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this other one from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back to everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Mariners in this one, and that means it's going to be Jorge Polanco, Randy Arozarena, and Cal Raleigh. So far in this ball game here tonight, only 1 hit, and that 1 hit has been off the bat of Randy Arozarena. Other than that, the pitching has kept both of these teams at bay. Wisniewski, 44 pitches in his 3 innings of work. Delivers a first pitch breaking ball that bounces up to the plate to Polanco for a ball, 1-0. Both teams looking for a run here tonight. Their offense has been stymied by the pitching, although I have to say that Logan Gilbert might be the one that's closer to exiting just because of his pitch count. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up over on the first base side. Underneath it in foul territory is Christian Walker. He's going to make the catch, and Polanco is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Well, for Arozarena, as we said, he has the only hit in tonight's ball game. He is 1 for 1. He did have a stolen base. As he steps in here, batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Wisniewski. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung through and missed, and the count is 0-1. Certainly, Arozarena does not get cheated on the pitches that he gets. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball. It misses outside. Good discipline there by Arozarena. Count is 1-1. With that base hit in the first time up, he raised his season average to $162. As we said, there's a lot of ugly batting averages on both sides for both teams, as there's a breaking ball that is down in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-1. I would say generally unacceptable, at least in my eyes, but Major League Baseball today, it's standard fare for a lot of guys. As we said, only Dominic Moore and Jorge Polanco with averages that are worth talking about. And it's early. I know it's early. There's only like 7 or 8 games, but talk about guys off to a rough start. There's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm going to try to squeeze another MLB game in this week, maybe even 2. I got Wednesday that we can ram a couple on the board, so we'll see how that works out. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count runs to 3-2 on Arozarena. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander works himself into the delivery, kicks and fires. Fastball taken for a called third strike on the inside corner. That was a heck of a pitch. They'd set him up inside, knee-high fastball on the inside part of the plate. Gets Arozarena looking. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And by our books, that would be the 3rd strikeout recorded tonight by the starter Wisniewski. That's going to bring up the catcher, Cal Raleigh. And the first pitch on the way to Raleigh is a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to short, or I should say softly to the shortstop position, but it's fielded by the third baseman, Paredes, who throws to first as he was in the 6 hole. And Raleigh's going to be retired on a ground out 5-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. Mariners go quietly, quickly, and in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. The score is where we started. The Mariners nothing and the Astros nothing. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back around in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That is correct. We know baseball, and it is our good friend Eric. Be sure to check out our podcast that we did with him. It is on our channel. We talked over for about a half an hour. We've got 3 more still to come. It is talking baseball and giving you some foxtails with Eric Fox. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Victor Caratini, Yanier Diaz, and Jake Myers to come to bat. That would be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face Logan Gilbert here in the top of the 5th inning. Gilbert today has been fairly sharp. He struck out the side in the last half inning. He has 5 in the book so far through the first 4. But we were saying earlier he has already delivered 69 pitches. I'm not sure he's going to see much past the 6th inning. So here comes the first offering to Caratini. And it is a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Gracie Lynn says there's a reason I can't do the super chat. You too bad. No, we're still in the blacklist. We've got another 250 hours to get up, and then we will be able to reapply for reinstatement. I mentioned before that there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-2. We got our hands slapped because we were using reused content, which you can use, but we were not adding enough value to it in our shorts. So they kicked us in the backside, did YouTube. So there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. I expect probably in the next week or so that we'll be out of the doghouse or the YouTube doghouse. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caratini as the right-hander Gilbert kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to first, fielded neatly this time by Tellez, and he tosses it to the pitcher covering. I think Tellez could have made that play by himself, but Gilbert was able to get over to get the out. That's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up Yanier Diaz to the plate. And we appreciate your support there, Gracie Lynn. Whether it's in American dollars or Costa Rican cologne, it could be in euros or in Japanese yen, we're always appreciative of anything that comes into the stream. So here comes Yanier Diaz to the plate, and the first pitch from Gilbert is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But right now we're doing it for the love of the game, and that is where we stand right now. So no balls and 1 strike. It'll only take probably, as I say, about another week or so worth of games to be able to do that. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the third base side. The count goes to 0-2 on Diaz. And try to get a couple of NPB games in during the week. On the weekend, it may be only 1 game that we're going to be able to squeeze in. Got a very busy weekend with baseball as the 0-2 is on the way. There's a breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2 on Yanier Diaz. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Diaz had struck out his first time up. His average is in the below the 100 mark. Another breaking ball that misses down and away. Entered the game tonight, did Diaz batting 0.77. It slipped to 0.74. As we mentioned, a lot of ugly batting lines here in the early going for the Astros, which is reflected by their 4-5 record. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Crawford picks it up, fires to first. It's going to be a ground out 6-3. That's going to retire Diaz for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Jake Myers. So Myers coming to the plate, hitting 250, or entered the game hitting 250. So his average slipped to 235 as he had popped to second his first time out. So Gilbert ready to go again, rocking himself into the windup. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the right-hander. Gracie Lynn says, as there's a fastball, I missed that one. That misses away, and the count is 1-1. She says, meanwhile, coming into today, the entire Cardinals starting 9 was still batting over 300. Yeah, the Cardinals were playing some good ball right out of the gate. Some people are picking them to win the Central. There's a breaking ball grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is now 1-2 to Myers. And it probably wouldn't be a bad pick by any stretch because Got a veteran-laden pitching staff. They've got some mix of youth and veterans on the offensive side. The Milwaukee Brewers are probably not, if I had to pick a team to not make the playoffs in the Central, I think the Brewers would fall into that mix. I thought the Cubs would be much more improved this year, and then I'm not so sure that they are or not. And after watching them in Japan, breaking ball misses down and away, and the count's 2-2. I think their pitching is going to be okay, but I don't know if they got enough bats to do damage. Pirates, I'm not sure what's up with the Pirates. They tease a little bit, but good enough to win some games. And then Cincinnati, I think they were shut out 3 consecutive times, 1-0. Speaking of getting the bats going, they ran into some tough pitching. But I do think the Reds are going to be there as well. So Cardinals and Reds probably knocking on the door for a playoff appearance this year. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called third strike on the inside corner. Myers stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it as they go in order, do the Astros. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're now halfway through this one, and we're still locked at zeros. It is the Mariners 0 and the Astros 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Right after this, we'll fire something up from our friend Steve again to keep you guys entertained.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Luke Rowley, Rowdy Tellez, and Dominic Moore to come to bat here in the 5th inning, as they will continue to face Hayden Wesneski, who has been pitching brilliantly here for the Astros. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rowley tonight had popped to short his only time up, 0-for-1 here, as the right-hander rocks himself into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Gracie Lynn says the Cubs have only lost twice on U.S. soil. Yeah, but they also had to play the Athletics. So the Athletics, I've seen them already this year. I'm not sure what it could be. They could either be really good or really horrid. As that breaking ball misses in the dirt, the count goes to 1-2. They have a few pieces to the puzzle, do the Athletics, but that jigsaw puzzle is a little bit, I guess I would say, a little bit disjointed as that fastball misses outside. The count is 2-2 to Rowley. Both of these teams looking to get their first run here, as there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded right up the middle, fielded by Pena. He throws to first. That's going to retire Rowley on a ground out 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and then it's going to bring up the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. That's 11 in a row now retired by the starter, Wesneski. As we mentioned, he's been absolutely brilliant here tonight. Has been a little bit sharper than his counterpart, Gilbert, but pitchers have done very well here. So the right-hander ready to go again. He rocks himself into the windup and delivers. And the first pitch to Tellez is taken center cut for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Rowdy Tellez, who won a job out of spring training, has to get that bat going if he wants to keep a job in Seattle. There's a changeup swung on and fouled right into the feet of the catcher, and the count is 0-2. He entered the fray tonight hitting .067. That's at .063 right now, but that's not going to keep you around in the big leagues. I like Rowdy. I really do. I thought he got worked over, and the Pirates did him dirty last year on how they released him. About to get a bonus, only needed 4 more at bats as there's a changeup that misses down. It's 1-2. I think it was 4 at bats, and he had like a $250,000 bonus, and the Pirates released him with about a week to go in the season after spending the entire year on the roster. Just disgusting. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. By all accounts, whether he's been with the Blue Jays or other organizations, it seems like he's been a decent teammate. I wouldn't want to work him over quite like that. 2-2 on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and Tellez is gone for the second time tonight via the strikeout. That's 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Dominic Moore. So I don't know who's been more dominant. As I said, the Astros still looking for their first hit through 5. Mariners have had only 1 hit through 5. Both of these pitchers have been better than advertised, that's for sure. Fastball swung on, and speaking of which, there's the second hit of the ball game as it's hammered through the 6-hole. Dominic Moore has the second hit for the Mariners as he's got himself a 2-out single. That's going to bring up the second baseman in Ryan Bliss. So the hot hitting for Dominic Moore continues. Now Bliss coming to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded this short his first time up. As the right-hander Wisniewski ready to deliver. Works himself set at the pellet, and he fires over to first, and diving back in time is Moore. Moore does have a stolen base this year. And the Mariners can run a little bit. They've got a number of players in the lineup that have already cashed in with some stolen bases. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Looking up, and it's going to be gone into the Mariners bullpen. Ryan Bliss with a 2-run homer, his first of the season. And just like that, the Mariners have struck for 2. As they have taken the lead over the Astros 2-0. So Ryan Bliss did a good job pulling his hands inside, absolutely turning on that and obliterating the pitch from Wisniewski. And back-to-back pitches put in play after the Astros right-hander had retired 12 in a row. That is going to bring up the 9-hole hitter in J.P. Crawford. As Wisniewski rocks himself into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Crawford sure didn't like that one, and I have to say I'm not sure I agree with the home plate umpire either. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there is a fastball that is swung through and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Crawford. 2-0 Mariners have grabbed the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the right-hander Wisniewski kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball missing down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crawford waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who rocks himself into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on, taps softly over to second. Altuve fields it, throws to first, and that is going to do it as Crawford's retired at a ground out 4-3 for out number 3. Well, there's been damage done here in the inning as the Mariners strike first. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. The home run by Ryan Bliss has opened the scoring. We'll be back in just a few, as it is the Mariners 2 and the Astros. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this little timeout. Thanks for being with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Logan Gilbert on 84 pitches coming back out to start the sixth inning, as he has yet to allow anybody to reach base other than the walk by Alvarez in the first inning, and the error allowed Paredes to get aboard in the fourth. So he is ready to face Mauricio Debon, and then the top of the order in Jose Altuve and Isaac Paredes. And the first pitch is swung on and is grounded over to third, backhanded neatly by Moore, who throws to first. With one pitch, there is one away here in the sixth inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Jose Altuve. Well, Altuve coming to the plate, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to short and popped to short. And if you pick somebody that might open up the account with the first knock here, I would be Altuve. Fastball misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Altuve really gave a battle to Gilbert in his last at bat. He took him to, by our counts, 10 pitches. And we are not going to see Gilbert much more than this, I wouldn't think. There's a fastball that is... Altuve checks his swing on and fouls it away, and the count goes even at 1-1. We'll get you caught up on the scores around the MLB tonight. There are a number of games that are finals, but there are some games still in action. Also in San Francisco, the Reds and the Giants are locked at zeros. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left field, and this ball is going to sail into the Astros bullpen. There you go. Altuve with a solo shot. He was right on Gilbert all night tonight. And not only is that the first hit of the game for the Astros, it is the first run of the game for them as well. On the home run here by Altuve, that is his third of the season. And it was a no-doubter. That pitch was hung there by Gilbert, belt high. Altuve able to get his arms extended and hammers that one into the seats, and it cuts the lead to 2-1. That is going to bring up the third baseman in Isaac Paredes. And the first pitch to Paredes is a fastball that comes up and in for ball one. Count is 1-0. I was saying the Reds and the Giants locked at zeros in the top of the seventh inning. Orioles have a 5-1 lead over the Astros. That game is in the top of the fifth in Arizona. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. In the bottom of the fourth inning, the Padres have a 4-2 lead over the Athletics, and that all the rest of the games are finals, and we'll get you caught up on those ones. As we skip along here in the inning, 2 balls and no strikes to Paredes. Very interesting that the players can examine what they do on the bench. They got their iPads in real time as he is looking in at that as well. The conference at the mound is over, and here comes the 2-0 offering to Isaac Paredes. Kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. The finals for around MLB, the Pirates knocked off the Cardinals today 8-4. Nationals beat the Dodgers 6-4. So the Dodgers have now dropped to 9-3. There is a fastball that misses on the inside corner, and the count goes to 3-1 on Paredes. Blue Jays won in Beantown, and they knocked off the Red Sox 6-2 behind Jose Barrios. as the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and now the count is full to Paredes. Mets beat the Marlins 2-0. Kodai Senga getting the win today for the Mets in that one. Rangers was shut out in Chicago against the Cubs 7-0. Our friend Luke, who was in here earlier, said that the Rangers are his team. And then the Royals beat the Twins 4-2. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. Michael Lorenzen got the win in that one over the Twins. I don't think I would have got that one right. Maybe in my picks. I think I picked some hitting streak stuff on MLB. And then the Tigers behind Casey Mize getting his first win at Comerica Park in 4 years. Beat the Yankees 6-2 today. And there's a changeup that swung on and missed, and Paredes is down on strikes. He's out for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder in Yordan Alvarez. Gracie Lynn says she actually learned a couple of weeks ago that DeBon for Houston was born in Honduras. Only Honduran player to make it to the MLB. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he represents Nicaragua, possibly. I'm not mistaken. He went to Nicaragua at the age of 10 to develop a more organized baseball. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. In some ways, I think there's a lot of untapped areas in Latin America if you can go into certain spots. I know, obviously, the traditional spots, but I'm thinking of, maybe Guatemala, El Salvador, some of those ones where they are kicking balls around more, breaking ball down, 2-0. Some of the poorer countries, you'd think that Major League Baseball would maybe consider going in and setting up, or at least maybe not everybody, but one team going in and setting up an academy. Got to be some athletes in those areas. Got to be some kids that might be interested in playing the game. Breaking ball down. It's now 3-0 to Alvarez. Starting to wonder if this is going to be the last batter that Gilbert will face. He's at 98 pitches right now. 98 pitches and 59 of them for strikes. There's a changeup that misses outside, and he's a little disgusted with himself as Gilbert. That's going to be ball 4 as Alvarez is going to get himself a walk, and that's going to bring Dan Wilson out of the dugout. I don't know if that's going to be the last batter that Gilbert will face, but I'm pretty sure it would be if the manager's coming out here to take the ball from him. One would have to think, but we're going to hang in here and we'll see what Wilson has in mind. As that is it and the end of the night here for Logan Gilbert. He leaves with a runner at first and 2 gone, and he has the lead. Right now, it's 2-1. We'll got a call to the bullpen. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve yet again.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you gonna throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. Every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. That is Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out for all his wild and crazy antics. We do have a new pitcher coming into the ball game for the Mariners as they are replacing Logan Gilbert, who will leave the game just over 100 pitches. It is going to be Trent Thornton who is coming in as he will take over here. Thornton, saw him pitch in that series against the Tigers, and he had served up a couple of missiles on that day. But he has pitched pretty well this year at times. But he is coming in. It was 5 2/3 innings for Gilbert allowed 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. It was the home run off the bat of Altuve. It struck out 7 and walked 2. So the right-hander Thornton now on in relief. And so he is set to face Christian Walker, who has struck out twice tonight. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So Christian Walker facing Thornton here. Thornton has already appeared in 5 games this year. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, grounded to second, fielded by Bliss. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Astros in their half of the 6th. But they get a run back. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left the board. The home run by Altuve has cut the lead in half. Your score is the Mariners 2 and the Astros 1. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side. We are going to be going to the bottom half of inning number 6. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming to the bat here for the Mariners, as it is going to be Julio Rodriguez to lead it off. He swings at the first pitch, grounds it softly over to second as he cued it off the end of the bat, and Altuve makes the play and throws him out. It's going to be a ground out 4-3. So 1 pitch and 1 away here to start the 6th. And that is going to bring up Jorge Polanco. Wisniewski, as we had mentioned a couple innings ago, that he has been very economical. 69 pitches through his 5 innings of work. The only blemish is the 2-run shot off the bat of Ryan Bliss. Mariners only have 3 hits tonight, but have done enough to have the lead here 2-1 as that breaking ball misses outside the Polanco, and the count is 1-0. To the point, I'm also thinking about maybe doing a triple header of games on Wednesday. Major League games, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Polanco. Like start in the morning if on the West Coast, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon with the Yankees and the Tigers. That would consider moving, as there's a fastball swung on, it is lifted into left field. Moving over and making the catch is Alvarez, as that's going to retire Polanco for the 2nd out of the inning. And contemplating after that Tiger game, maybe to look in quite possibly the Astros and the Mariners again, depending on how fast that Tigers game would wrap up. And then look to conclude it with the Phillies and the Braves late night. So 3 games of baseball on the Wednesday. Breaking ball swung on. This is popped up over on the right side of the infield. It's playable. Altuve underneath it. He's there to make the catch. And the Mariners go really quietly in their half of the 3rd inning as Randy Arozarena has gone for the 3rd out. Only 4 pitches, check that, 5 pitches in the inning to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now through 6 complete. It is the Mariners 2 and the Astros 1. Stick around, everybody. The 7th inning is just around the corner, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. here is our friend Steve again.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs like you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles too. Remember, opening day every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in the funny pages, guys.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the ball game. We're moving over to the top of the seventh inning, and it's going to be Jerry B. Pena, Victor Caratini, and Yanier Diaz to come to bat as the Mariners are clinging on to a 2-1 lead. Gracie Lynn wants to know about our thoughts on the torpedo bats. I guess anything to get an edge, and interesting that it happens to be the Yankees that would be there. We got Jimmy in the house tonight. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Must be the shift change. Jimmy in and Steve Rademacher out. Appreciate you for popping in here tonight. As the first pitch breaking ball is delivered to Pena. Take it for a called strike from Thornton. So no balls and one strike. Yeah, the torpedo bats are interesting. I mean, by letter of the law, the rule book, yeah, that's what they've gone to. I guess somebody's going to sell a lot of those torpedo bats now. There's a breaking ball swung on him as the count now goes to 0-2. Makes you wonder sometimes if it's more of a marketing gimmick than anything else. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I can understand the rationale. If you got guys that are getting hit on the fists, why wouldn't you do that earlier? Change the design of the bat as long as it meets the requirement. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lined softly to the second baseman, Bliss, who hauls it in for out number 1. So 1 in the books. That'll bring up the catcher and Victor Caratini. Gracie Lynn says the Braves have apparently ordered the torpedo bats for all their players after a 1-8 start. Yeah, the Braves are struggling out of the gate. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. When you're playing the way they are right now, you got to hope for a lot of rainouts. Hopefully that'll change some of the things. And whatever you're doing, change it. Stop doing it. There's a breaking ball swung on and is grounded softly foul over on the first base side. The count goes to 0-2 on Caratini. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Jimmy, who's in listening with us, we're talking earlier possibly about doing a late night game in the NPB. So hopefully you can join us for that. If we do decide to do that, we'll be keeping up in touch with Jimmy. Jimmy's in the Pittsburgh area. Breaking ball down, and the count is 1-2 to Caratini. The national championship in the NCAA was won by Florida. They rallied late to beat Houston, the Houston Cougars, getting knocked off in the final. Just for Houston to get there was pretty amazing, as they had beaten Duke the other night. Fastball misses up. It's now 2-2. But Florida is the national champions. As the 2-2 pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Caratini, watch that one go by for out number 2, and that's going to do it. If you're so in tune, if you're interested, the Boston Red Sox, Jaron Duran shares his story about a suicide attempt. It's on ESPN. You can read about it there. It's certainly something that people who suffer with depression over times, as there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul, the count is 1-1 to Diaz. And depression is real, and people go through those things in their lives. Very, 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 very difficult to see some of those things. So no balls and 1 strike as Thornton delivers again a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-1. Gracie Lynn says the Sunday game against the Marlins was rained out at an off day today. Well, 2 days in a row that they haven't lost. That's a good thing. And there's a fastball that swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. Gracie Lynn says she's still got the Pirates to get a wild card spot. Yeah, they need a bat, and they could probably use another arm. They let so many good players leave. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and Thornton strikes out Yenyer Diaz to end the inning as they go quietly to the Astros and in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through the top half of the 7th, going to the bottom of the 7th inning. 6.5 in the books. It is the Mariners 2 and the Astros 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It'll be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Mariners. It'll be Cal Raleigh, Luke Raley, and Rowdy Tellez. Fred Gracie Lynn says she wanted Houston to win to shut down the SEC narrative. 14 teams from one conference. Over 80% of the conference is getting into March Madness is a joke. Well, now that these conferences are getting to be a lot bigger, especially like the Big Ten, it's more like the Big 20 now. It's not the SEC or the Big Ten that I grew up with. So it is going to be the right-hander Wisniewski who carries on here in the 7th inning. He has been great here tonight. First pitch fastball delivered that misses upstairs. They appeal to the first base umpire, and they say that Raleigh didn't go. 74 pitches for the right-hander through the first 6. He's only allowed 3 hits in his innings of work. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Gracie Lynch said she saw an expert from Duran's piece, but hasn't read the whole thing yet. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball waved out and missed. The count goes to 1-2. Gracie Lynn figures that the Pirates starting staff is a top 7 team. Plus their young arms and the minors are loaded from AAA down to A-ball. Maybe a reliever is needed. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're thinking over there. Plus, there's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. Count is 1-2. You think of some of the arms that they've had in their recent history: Joe Musgrove, Charlie Morton, Garrett Cole, just to think of off the top of my head, that began their careers or spent the early parts of their careers with the Pirates and have gone on to much better, greener pastures elsewhere as that fastball misses up and away. And what coulda, woulda, shoulda with them in their lineup would have been interesting. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Raleigh. So Gracie called a 3-1 win at the beginning of the game for the Mariners. There's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt. Good block by the catcher Caratini, and he tags Raleigh, who's just walking back to the dugout. So Raleigh gone for the first out of the inning. And that is going to be Luke Raley coming to bat. So Rowley is 0 for 2, swings at the first pitch and pops it up over on the right side. Camping out underneath it is Altuve, and he makes the catch. And that's going to retire Rowley on the first pitch that he sees for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman and Rowdy Tellez. And Frank Gracie Lynn says, I don't care how big your conference is, if you finish 14th, shouldn't be in March Madness. And you got a valid point. So here comes the first offering to Tellez. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both times that he's faced Wisniewski. There's a cutter that is delivered, is lifted into center field, coming hard, and making the catch as he dives is the center fielder Myers, and that is going to do it, as Tellez is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. And that is it here for the Mariners in their half of the seventh. They go quietly, they go quickly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score, as we are now through 7 complete, it is the Mariners 2, the Astros 1. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 8th is just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for stopping in and checking us out tonight. Here is our friend Gracie Lynn. This is for you, as we'll be right back after this. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a couple moments, so we'll keep you guys entertained. It is a 2-1 ball game for the Mariners. Be sure to check us out late nights when we do the NPB telecast or live streams, whatever you want to call it. It'll be the Japanese baseball late night with Last Raps Baseball, and join us on our Facebook group if you get a chance. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change as Gregory Santos is coming in to replace Trent Thornton. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the Mariners. So Santos in, Thornton out here for the 8th inning. And so he will be starting to face, or he'll be coming to face, Jake Myers, Mauricio Dubon, and the top of the order in Jose Altuve. The Mariners are starting to run themselves out of outs here. As stepping in here, Myers 0 for 2 tonight. He has popped to second and struck out looking his 2 times up. As a breaking ball misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on the way. It is a cutter delivered. This ball is hammered down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. But it is just going to hook foul into the seats. And a nice grab there by the Mariner fan, who is visiting from Snohomish, pulls that one in. Great play there by the fan in left field. There was a play a couple of years ago that a guy had made 2 catches, I think about back-to-back plays, reminiscent of that similar type of area, but reached out with the glove and made the snag. But there's a long strike there for Myers, 1 ball and 1 strike. As Santos now delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's lined into center field for a base hit. And that's going to be a knock for Myers as the leadoff man is aboard, and that's going to bring the right fielder Mauricio Dubon to the plate. I have to tell you, they're probably fighting at the bat racks now that Logan Gilbert and Trent Thornton are no longer on the mound. Santos here pitching. The Astros need some hits and they need some instant runs if they want to claw their way back into this one, as it is 2-1 right now. They haven't really shown much of anything here tonight offensively, as that pitch is a cutter that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. That's only the second hit of the game recorded by the Astros in this one. As Santos works to the set, now delivers, squaring to bunt, and it's a good one down the first baseline. As Dubon is off of the baseline. It wasn't tagged by Tellez, but the first base umpire had ruled him out. And that is going to go down as a sacrifice to 3. Bond gone for the first out of the inning. Advancing over to second is Myers, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. And how's Jose Altuve? Well, Altuve has been the offense tonight for the Mariners. It was a solo shot with 1 out in the 6th inning that has the only run on the board here for the Astros. He is 1 for 3 tonight. It was his 3rd home run of the year. And he takes a first pitch fastball at 97 for a called strike. The count is 0-1. He drove that ball right into the bullpen of the Astros, which is more towards center field than it is to the left field line. As I'll retract on that. He drove it into the Mariners bullpen, which is more towards the center field than it is toward the left field line. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is, as the last pitch had missed to Altuve. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball gets away from Raleigh all the way to the backstop, and that is going to advance the runner over to third. We'll have to wait to see how they scored. I think by my books, it's a wild pitch. Usually they say if the catcher gets a glove on the ball, but he really had to go all the way across his body. It just ended up ticking the top, and it goes all the way to the T-Mobile sign. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And the runner has advanced to third. That is going to be a wild pitch, and I think that's the right decision. I don't think if he was set up outside, he would have been able to make that play. Now we've got a mound visit here, as they're going to discuss the situation. There is a left-hander up in the bullpen. It'll be Spire, who's throwing for the Mariners here. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Altuve. They got to be delicate with him here. Waiting on deck is Isaac Paredes. So that conference is over, and we're ready to resume the action. So Astros looking to get a run here to tie the ball game. Runner at third, Myers, 1 gone, 2 balls and 1 strike to Altuve. As Santos kicks and fires, it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 3-1. I'm not sure that walking Altuve here is the worst thing. You got Paredes on deck. He could be a double play candidate. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses outside. Altuve is going to get himself a walk. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Isaac Paredes. Jimmy says, calling any NPB action soon. Might do one tonight. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how I feel. We'll have to get a little nap, possibly. But NPB action is a regular thing on our channel, and hopefully some folks can make it in for that. Brings Paredes to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He did reach on an error by the first baseman, Tellez. There's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. Paredes batting from the right side. Runners at the corners. 1 gone here. Holding to the set is Santos. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that just misses a little low. The count now goes to 2-0 on Paredes. That pitch did not miss by much. And it's Yordan Alvarez who waits his turn on deck. And Altuve has swiped second base. So now the infield is in here for the Mariners as that breaking ball is taken for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. So it takes out the force with that stolen base by Altuve. So runners at second and third. Santos ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted in center field, charging hard and making the catch. Tagging at third is Myers. The throw to the plate, and he's going to retreat back to third. Oh, what a throw there by Julio Rodriguez. Oh, Unbelievable. Didn't even take a hop to get to the plate. Threw it right on the line. As Myers had retreated to third. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to Yordan Alvarez. And I think if I'm Alvarez here in this situation, or if I'm the Mariners, I'm going to be putting him on with 4 fingers straight away and take your chances with Christian Walker. We'll see what Dan Wilson has. Well, Dan Wilson's going to come out of the dugout. Looks like he's going to be making a pitching change. Well, hang tight, everybody. We've got runners at second and third, 2 gone here in the inning. J-Rod with a really clutch play in center field. They're going to the bullpen, are the Mariners, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments. Our friend Steve Rademacher will keep you entertained right back after this.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the lefty Gabe Spire coming on in relief. He's making his 5th appearance for the Mariners this year. He has worked 3 2/3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. He has walked none and struck out 6 in those innings of work. And so he is going to be entrusted to face out. It would be Yordan Alvarez and then Christian Walker to follow. So we'll see what Dan Wilson has up his sleeve here. I think maybe I would have taken my chances with the 4 fingers to Alvarez, but we'll see if he is going to face him, if they will put him on. It is a right-handed hitting Walker. Or did they go with Spire or not? We're going to see here. No, he left in Santos, and they've walked Alvarez, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that is, or the first pitch was a ball, and the second pitch was a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Count is 1-1. Got our feed coming back here. So Alvarez gets the free pass, and they left Santos in. Very interesting, because they were showing that the bullpen was going to be coming as Spire was going to be coming into the game. But Santos stays in after that. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Walker. That's one thing I'm not really happy about, is certainly the feed here tonight has been dicey. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the third baseman into left field. That's going to get a pair of runs in. Altuve is going to come around to score, as did Myers, and the Astros are going to take the lead. Oh, I'm not so sure about that defense there by Dominic Moore at third. That was way too easy. Ball was hit to his left. He wasn't able to stay down on the ball, and it went right on through him. So Christian Walker is going to get himself a single and a pair of RBIs. If you're a Mariner fan right now, you might want to be reaching for a couple extra beers, because boy, oh boy, that was hard to watch. So Altuve comes around from second. The Astros have now taken a 3-2 lead. Stopping at second is Alvarez. I'm going to see how they're going to score that. If they're going to rule that an error, or if they're going to rule that a hit. And the first pitch delivered here to Jeremy Pena misses down for a ball. Ball 1. The official scoring is pending on this. I think they're going to have a look at that. So there's the fastball that misses down. The count goes to 2-0 on Pena. So still waiting on that official ruling. We'll see what happens in a moment when they come through with it. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. I think if that was me, I might, on the replay that we saw, I might rule that as an error. That's not a great defensive play by Moore. And it's been the thing that we talked about earlier in the ball game. The Mariners' third base woes continue a little bit. as there is a breaking ball that is swung on tap foul behind home plate. If you're a fan of Eugenio Suarez, yeah, very interesting. They had called, or Spires started to come in from the bullpen, but he was never actually called into the game. Kind of reminds me of back in the day when Maury Wills was running the ship for the Mariners and he went out to the mound to make a pitching change and there was nobody warming up in the pen. There's a breaking ball that misses down and the count now goes full. If you're a Mariner fan, you might remember that when Wills came out to the mound calling for the right-hander, but nobody was up in the pen. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. There's a ground ball hit over to third. Moore fields this one and throws to first. And that is going to end the inning, but there's been damage done here as the Mariners watch their lead slip away. 2 runs in the inning, and there was an error charged to the third baseman. So Christian Walker had reached on the error, and it was not ruled as a single. So error in the inning that cashes in 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was an error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Astros 3 and the Mariners 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be the bottom third of the batting order. Dominic Moore, Ryan Bliss, and J.P. Crawford to come to bat for the Mariners. The Mariners, unfortunately, now find themselves in the hole here, down 3-2. It is Houston will come to bat, or the Mariners come to bat with Moore, Bliss, and Crawford. Just waiting on a confirmation to see if it will be Wisniewski still in the ball game, or if it will be a pitching change here for the Astros. And it looks like it is going to be Taylor Scott, or is it Taylor Scott coming in? We're going to have to take a look here, as it looks like the night for Wisniewski is done. It is going to be Taylor Scott, as he is entering the ball game here. Before we even get going, they've got a conference on the mound. Scott here, who is in his 3rd season with the Astros, making his 4th appearance of the year. He's worked 2 1/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits, 1 run. It wasn't earned. He'd walked 1 and struck out 2, and he's got himself an ERA of 0 so far. So he is going to be entrusted here, and one would have to think that it will be a Josh Hader in the 9th. So assuming they can get through this, the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. Moore looking to make amends for that error in that last half inning that led to a pair of runs, as the pitch is on the way and the fastball misses up and away. I wonder what the Mariners fan groups are going to be saying. I'll have to check in after the ball game on this. I'm sure they're probably up in arms. So here's the 2-0 offering. It's a fastball swung on and it's fouled off of the catcher, and the count is 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander ready to go as he works himself to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is popped up. It's going to go foul as it's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter on deck for the Mariners. Looks like it's going to be the end of Ryan Bliss, which makes me scratch my head because Ryan Bliss had delivered the 2-run homer for the Mariners. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. It's now 3-2 to Moore. So the guy that supplies your offense, the reward for hitting a home run is to take him out of the game. That is going to have to be explained to me later why that would be the case. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Moore as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the third base coach's box. Count remains at 3-2. Mariner fans are going to be lamenting this one as one that got away. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, another one lifted foul. It's going to slice into the seats down the right field line. This battle is going to continue. Already 7 pitches here in the at-bat to Dominic Moore. Sometimes when you watch managers, you look at their tendencies and things that they do. And I don't know exactly what Dan Wilson would be doing in certain situations, maybe like Scott Service had done, is he's going to get a whole season to play it out. As that fastball misses outside, it's going to be ball 4. So Moore's going to get himself a leadoff walk here. As we said, it's supposed to bring up Ryan Bliss, but it looks like we're going to have ourselves a pinch hitter. We'll wait on the announcement. It looks like it is going to be Mastrobuoni. Who is coming in to pinch hit here. And we're going to have ourselves a mound visit. So Miles Mastrobuoni. I wonder if they had talked it out, but nobody had. Dan Wilson came out to the mound. Usually when the manager comes to the mound, that's when the pitching change is going to happen. But he made the mound visit, not the pitching coach. They left Santos in, and then Spire had to go back into the bullpen because he wasn't called upon. So Mastrobuoni batting from the left side takes a first pitch breaking ball down and away, and the count is 1-0. No signs of a bunt here. Mariners are now in the hole here, 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner at first is Moore with nobody gone. And Mastrobuoni ahead in the count, 1-0. The right-hander holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, another one just misses low, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 10 pitches here so far from Taylor Scott, and he's living by the 50% rule, 50% balls, 50% strikes. Again, the right-hander working himself to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, misses outside. There goes the runner down to second, and Moore is going to slide in safely with a stolen base. So he moves himself into scoring position. That's 3 balls and no strikes to Mastrobuoni. He had a good jump, did the third baseman of the Mariners, as he went headfirst into the bag. The throw was to the right field side of second base. A nice job there by the shortstop Pena to pick it up on the short hop. So 3 balls and no strikes. And the right-hander delivers again. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and that's going to be ball 4. As Mastrobuoni is going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring J.P. Crawford to the plate. So again, curious to see in this situation how they're going to do this. Would they consider bunting Crawford, moving the runners over to second and third? Because one would have to expect with Julio Rodriguez up next that they would probably look to walk him to load the bases and take their chances with Jorge Polanco. So right now we got a visit from the pitching coach on the mound as they're talking to Scott. They do have a right-hander up in the bullpen. That's Abreu, and the lefty is Josh Hader. Both are getting ready with some seriousness. But Taylor Scott has dug himself a hole here as he's walked the first 2 batters he's faced here in the 8th inning. So the conference is over, and we're ready to resume the action. As J.P. Crawford comes to bat, as I said, we'll see what the Mariners have in mind as the catcher Caratini comes out and flashes the signs for the bunt defense. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Crawford. Pitch on the way. He squares the bunt. He takes a cutter for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Gracie Lynn in the chat says the Houston bullpen's not great in her opinion. As long as the Mariners don't think that the lowest score wins. Mariners here with runners at first and second. Crawford squares the bunt again, and it's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count runs even to 1-1. Scott having a difficult time locating here. As we mentioned, he's thrown 14 pitches, and 9 have been for balls. That's not what you want from your relievers. Checks the runner at second. He delivers, squaring again, and there's another fastball that misses outside. It's now 2-1 to J.P. Crawford. So 2 balls and a strike as the left-handed hitting Crawford is waiting on the offering from Scott. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-2 for the Astros. Pitch on the way. And it is bunted down the third baseline. It's a good one. Their only play is going to be to first. That's going to be a sacrifice, and it's going to go 5-4 on the putout as Jose Altuve was covering the bag at first base. So he's gone for the first out. Advancing to third is Moore. Over to second is Mastroboni, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Julio Rodriguez. One question that I was thinking about, and haven't really looked it up. When the reliever comes in and they have to face at least 3 batters in the inning, and that's going to be the end of the tour here for Taylor Scott. We are going to have a pitching change. It's going to be Brian Abreu who is going to be coming on in relief, as he is going to be slated to face Julio Rodriguez. But the thought before I go to the little timeout here is, if you intentionally walk somebody without actually throwing a pitch to him, does it count as a batter faced? That's something that we'll have to think about when we come back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Hang tight. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the order, where it's going to be Julio Rodriguez coming to bat. Dominic Moore is at third, and Miles Mastroboni is at second after the sacrifice bunt by J.P. Crawford. And Julio Rodriguez coming to bat here. We're going to wait and see what the plans are from the Astros, if they're going to face him or if they're going to put him aboard. So 1 gone here in the 8th inning as Rodriguez is striding to the plate. Brian Abreu in 4 games this year has yet to allow an earned run. He has struck out 6, but he has walked 4. So Abreu ready to face Julio Rodriguez. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and missed at 97, and the count is quickly 0-1. For J-Rod tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has flown to right, struck out, and grounded to second in his 3 trips. Our friend Ryan is in the house tonight. Welcome, Ryan. Appreciate you for being here. Counting his days down till he celebrates his birthday. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1 to Julio Rodriguez. Appreciate everybody who has jumped in here listening us between the Astros and the Mariners. Game is getting into the deep water here for both of these clubs as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down. 2-1 to Julio. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Rodriguez has been struggling at the plate like much of his teammates, as he's batting an even 200 right now. we're talking about batting averages and things of that nature. And of course, maybe not the emphasis in the general managers as opposed to on base percentage, as that breaking ball is pulled foul and the count is now 2-2, or on base plus slugging. I always like to see a player get on. If you're on 40% of the time, whether it be walks or knocks, you're doing all right. But the on base percentage itself is something that is something to be desired for the players in today's game. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Abreu walked the ladder, dialed it up to 99, and got Rodriguez swinging through the pitch. He's gone now for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter in Jorge Polanco. And for Polanco, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has lined out to the right fielder. He has popped to first and flown to left. But they're going to turn him around here as he's batting from the left side here. So Polanco steps in, ready to face the right-hander Abreu. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Polanco, on the other hand, as we've been lamenting about players off to slow starts, he's 0 for 3 tonight, but he is hitting .391 in the early going, one of the few brighter spots at the plate for the Mariners in the early going. He's 0 for 2 in his career against Abreu as he swings through a breaking ball, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Astros, 2, 3, and 2 for the Mariners. It was the error by Moore in the last half inning, or the top half of this inning, that has been a significant piece in the game, as it is his error led to 2 Houston Astro runs. Pitch missed low and away, and the count's 2-1 now to Polanco. Abreu leaning in, pretty healthy crowd for Monday night in Seattle. As we said, it was Cal Raleigh bobblehead night. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded up the middle into center field. That's going to get a run in, and it's going to get another run in as Mastroboni comes around from second to score. And a clutch piece of hitting here from Jorge Polanco cashes in too with a single up the middle to give the Mariners the lead back again. It is now 4-3 for Seattle. And that is going to bring up the left fielder in Randy Arozarena. So the Mariners, back-to-back walks to start the inning. That'll kill you all the time. And then after the sacrifice by Crawford, Julio Rodriguez not able to get the job done, but Polanco did. As he hit that ball, it might have even went off the pitcher. Abreu, we'd have to look at that again, as that is grounded into center field. Well, that's going to bring Arozarena to the plate as he bats here with 2 gone and a runner at first. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Arozarena. They do have Munoz up and throwing in the bullpen. Now for the Mariners, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Bray ready to deliver again. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses way outside. The count now goes to 3-0. And they're going to lament this one. The start by Hayden Wesneski was absolutely brilliant tonight, as he gave them 7 strong innings, only to watch this one slip away, or at least potentially slip away. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is now 3-1 to Arozarena. Wesneski 7 innings and only allowed 3 hits. He was brilliant in this one here, and then the bullpen let it slip away. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Off to second goes Polanco, and he's going to go reach in there safely. Stolen base for him as he moves himself into scoring position. It's now 3-2 to Arozarena. As we check the replay on that one, he just got his hands in. The tag was certainly well down the body. And here's the pitch to Arizarania. It's fastball swung on it. Is lined into right field. Backing up is DeBon, and he's going to be there to make the catch. But there's been damage done here in the inning as the Mariners get a pair back, as they scored 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th inning, it is the Seattle Mariners 4 and the Houston Astros 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th inning right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
We are cruising to the top of the 9th inning. It is now a 4-3 ball game for the Mariners over the Houston Astros. Slated to come to bat here in the 9th will be Victor Caratini, Yanier Diaz, and Jake Myers, as they'll be facing, or slated to be facing, it looks like it's going to be a pitching change, which is going to be Munoz, as he will be coming in to try to close the deal. He is the closer for the Mariners. So this is Andres Munoz, who is on in relief. Munoz, so far on the 2025 campaign, he has been pretty solid. He has worked 4 innings in 4 games. He's allowed 2 hits. He has walked 4 and struck out 7. So he is going to be here ready to face the Astros in the 9th inning. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down at 98 for ball 1. Count is 1-0. It is Caratini who is at the plate here, who is 0 for 3 tonight in this one. Astros have been held to only 2 hits so far in the ball game. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Munoz is the 4th pitcher used by the Astros in this one. As the right-hander leans in, he gets his sign, and he works himself to the set position. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Munoz working himself to the set. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle. A diving play by Crawford. Oh, my goodness, what a play. If you're on Instagram tonight, you got to see that play. He dove to his left as the ball was going up the middle, and he threw from his knees to be able to retire Caratini for the first out of the inning. That right there is a Gold Glove caliber play. He was stretched out as far as he could go. Looked like he had snow-coned it at the end of the glove. What a play that was. And that is going to put him, Caratini, in the books on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Yanier Diaz. And so here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Diaz has had a rough night at the office like the rest of the Astros. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded to short. Here's the pitch from Munoz. It's center cut for a called strike at 91, and the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Joe Mansman in the house tonight. Welcome. Gracie Lynn telling us that she has picked the outcomes pretty good. That's good. There's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Diaz is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and now the Astros are down to their final out. So 2 in the books here in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to leave it up to the center fielder, Jake Myers. We'll get a look to see if Myers is going to be coming to bat or if they're going to pinch hit for him. They're going to stay with him, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for a ball. Counts 1-0. Myers has got one of the 2 hits tonight for the Astros. The other was the home run by Altuve. Fastball at 99 that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Munoz works himself to the set. 2-0 on the way. There is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-0. This has been the Achilles heel for both of the clubs tonight. When there's been walks, there has been trouble after that. As the right-hander Munoz works set again, now delivers fastball at 99 for a called strike. The count goes to 3-1. Myers looking to keep this game going here for the Astros as it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. There's a ball that is check swing fouled away, and the count now is 3-2 on Myers. So now the Astros down to their final strike. The crowd in Seattle is on their feet. And here comes the 3-2 pitch from Munoz. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by Mastroboni. Moving to his right, he throws to first, and that's going to do it. As this is going to be a ground out 4-3 to end the ball game. And the Mariners have knocked off the Astros 4-3. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. 3-2-0 for the Astros. Your final score, again, 4-3 for Seattle. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, wrap this up, and give you the out-of-town scoreboard before we call it a night. But we appreciate everybody who's jumped in here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here tonight. Gracie Lynn, the paper. We have everybody else in here that has popped in. We'll be right back after this. We had a bunch of folks that have popped in here, including CV, the Papex Hazard World. I think that's how we say it as well. Thanks for popping in here tonight, guys, for the last bit of this one here. We'll get to give it the roundup. We'll come back and chat with the chat, and then we'll call it a night here in this one here. Final scores from around Major League Baseball. There's still one other game underway, though. Padres are leading the Athletics 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. And all the rest of the games across the MLB are finals. And then we'll give you those as we skip along. The Tigers knocked off the Yankees today behind a strong pitching performance of Casey Mize, 6-2. 6-5-2 for the Tigers, 2-7-1 for the Yanks. Mize goes to 2-0. It is Carlos Rodon dropping to 1-2 on the season. Pirates beat the Cardinals today 8-4. It was Ledzinski who got the win. Liberatore took the loss for the Cards. Harrington got the save. Pirates knock off Cardinals 8-4. Nationals beat the Dodgers today 6-4. 6-9-0 for the Nats. 4-9-2 for the Dodgers. Mackenzie Gore gets the win. He goes to 1-1. Dustin May takes the loss. He drops to 0-1. Finnegan picks up his 4th save of the year for the Nationals. Toronto Blue Jays marched into Boston and beat the Beantowners 6-2. It was the Blue Jays 6-13-1. Red Sox 2-5-2. Barrios gets the win. Fitz takes the loss. He drops to 0-2. Mets behind the pitching of Kodai Senga knock off the Marlins 2-0. Mets go to 7-3 on the season. They had 2 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Marlins were 0-7-0. The win goes to Senga. The loss goes to Bellozo. Ryan Stanek picks up the save, his first of the year for the Mets. It was the Cubs knocking off the Rangers 7-0, 7-10-0 for the Cubs, 0-3-0 for the Rangers. Steele gets the win. He goes to 3-1. Nathan Eovaldi takes the loss. He goes to 1-1. Final in Kansas City, the Royals knock off the Twins 4-2, 4-9-0 for the Royals, 2-7-0 for the Twinkies. It was Lorenzen with the win. He goes to 1-1. Simeon Woods Richardson takes the loss. He's 0-1. Estevez gets the save, his third of the year for Kansas City. In Arizona, the Diamondbacks drop one at home to the Orioles, 5-1, 5-7-1 for the Orioles, 1-5-0 for the D-backs. Eflin gets the win. He's 2-1. Gallen takes the loss. He drops to 1-2. The other game that is a final, it was the Reds shutting out the Giants 2-0. It was 2-5-0 for the Reds, 0-4-0 for the Giants. Hunter Green gets the win. He's now 1-1. He's been outstanding this year. Camilo Duvall drops to 1-1 on the season as he took the loss. Santillan got the save for the Reds in that one, his first of the season. And once again, your final score here from T-Mobile Park, it was the Mariners with a 4-3 victory over the Astros. 4-2 for the Mariners, 3-2-0 for the Astros. The scoring tonight was pretty easy early on. It was a 2-run homer off the bat of Ryan Bliss to get things going for the Mariners in the bottom of the 5th inning. They took a 2-0 lead. The Astros responded to the top of the 6th with a solo shot off the bat of Jose Altuve. That cut the score to 2-1. And then the Astros took the lead in the 8th inning. A leadoff single by Jake Myers. He was sacrificed over to second by Mauricio Dubon. And then I walked to Jose Altuve and a flyout by Paredes. Then Jordan Alvarez was intentionally walked. Then Christian Walker stepped up to the plate and he had a ground ball to third that went right through Dominic Moore. An error charged to the third baseman. And that brought in 2 runs that gave the Astros a 3-2 lead. But the Mariners came back in their bottom half of the 8th. A leadoff walk to Moore, a walk to Mastroboni. Nice sacrifice bunt from J.P. Crawford. And then Julio Rodriguez struck out, but it was Jorge Polanco who singled home a pair of runs to deliver a victory here for the Mariners and give them a 4-3 win. All right, everybody. I appreciate, again, everybody who is in here tonight. We had our friend Luke in here. He says, what game are we doing? I haven't decided yet, Luke. We'll go back and look at it after the game here. Our friend Gracie Lynn, we appreciate you. She says Hunter Green for the dark horse. Says that Finnegan's already got 4 saves. That is quietly putting together a pretty good season. So I don't know. It'll be about 2 a.m. Pacific if we're able to do it. We'll see how we feel. If we do, we'll get the stream up and be able to do it if we can. We've got to get a little bit of an app in here somewhere, so we'll see how that goes. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for listening in. It has been another Last Raps Baseball production. We'll see you again later in the week, and we'll definitely be on Wednesday. We're going to try to do a triple dip of Major League Baseball, so come on back and hang out with us again. We'll see you later tonight.